time in this morning's weekend travel report. If second best just is not good enough for you, you might want to turn to this month's issue of Travel and Leisure magazine. The magazine's World Best Awards. They are officially in. The highest rated hotels, cruises, and airlines rated by the readers. And joining me now is Jane Bills, the assistant editor of Travel and Leisure magazine. Thanks for joining me, Jane.
Oh, great to be here, Alex.
Very, very exciting list. Okay, so we want to start right at the top. The most exotic. You say the most exotic hotel in the world is where, in Africa?
It's in South Africa. It's the Singida Private Game Reserve. It's actually our top hotel overall in the world.
Exotic or not, it's just the best.
The top. And
okay.
It's interesting because 5 of our top 10 hotels are in South Africa, so that is just a huge destination right now. You're on a 35,000-acre private reserve. You're guaranteed viewing of the big 5, which are lion, leopard, buffalo, rhino, elephant. You're in a luxury suite. You've got all the private, you've got your meals and wine included in the price. You've got your 2 drives per day. So it's just a beautiful experience and really worth doing. If you've never been to Africa.
Was that a pool here? My goodness, it almost looked like a reflecting pool you could swim in.
I know, it's got a great contemporary design as well, so you really are getting the best of both worlds.
But you're going to pay for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
but our readers love that. They think it's worth the value. It's about $1,500 on average per day, but it's worth the value. It's an experience that you should. It's once in a lifetime. Save your pennies.
Yeah, exactly. But you are going to pay for it. What about the best hotel in the continental U.S. and Canada?
Yeah, that's in Chicago, the Peninsula Chicago, which is great for them because they've only been open 3 years, so they're really making a mark. And this is it's right near Magnificent Mile, so you've got restaurants, shopping, that great architecture, the museums, the waterfront. The hotel itself is really sprawling. They've got huge rooms. The smallest rooms start out at 530 square feet. So, I mean, that's like New York apartments mostly. Yeah. So it's really gorgeous. And they have a 14,000 square foot spa on the top 2 levels that have sprawling floor-to-ceiling views of the skyline. So really a great way to see Chicago.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. What about the best city in the world? It's coming in Australia, according to your readers?
For another year, it is Sydney, Australia. People just love this place. I think it's popular too because people tend to take a lot of time because it's so far away, so they'll stay there for a week or 2, maybe hop over to New Zealand. So that experience really stays with them because they're getting to know it so well. But of course, Sydney is beautiful, right on the water, and you've got great Asian fusion cuisine. It's a great place, a jumping point to get to the Great Barrier Reef or wine tours in the south. You've got that culture, of course, there's that beautiful opera house that is
so dramatic.
It's
right there, we're looking at that. It is pretty remarkable to see that. All right, but if you can't take the time to spend your vacation in Australia, what about here in America? What's the best city?
Well, the best city is, no surprise, New York City, once again as well. I mean, we do judge cities on restaurants, shopping, attractions, sites, culture. These are all things New York really takes the cake on. So, of course, New York is a beautiful city, and the news now is, of course, the opening of Time Warner Center on Columbus Circle,
which
beautiful. Yeah, is now the home of Jazz at Lincoln Center. They've got, I took a tour. They've got beautiful theaters with great views of the park. You've got the new Mandarin Oriental Hotel, which is there now, and that's
what a place.
What TNL editors actually chose as one of the top 15 hotels to watch because that's really going to be a gorgeous place.
I can see. I've looked there and just looked out the view. It's remarkable. What about if you want to get an island getaway? Where do you go?
Bali is the top island in the world right now, and it is. It's like a great destination for honeymooners, and it's a tropical paradise. What more can you say? You've got these temples and palaces. It's great shopping. You can take tours. We recommend a couple of towns. Seminyak as a beachside village. Ubud is in the interior, very well known for art galleries. You can do elephant safari tours, monkey tours.
Okay, sign me up. Not a problem. And we don't have much time, but very quickly, the best cruise line?
Crystal Cruises.
Crystal Cruises. That's the one to look for.
The best large ship cruise line.
Ship cruise.
So they've got about 3 ships.
All right, Jane Bills, pleasure to have you. Come back anytime, please.
Oh,
we can all escape with you in this information. We appreciate it from Travel and Leisure. Okay.
Thanks, Alex.
It's Friday, it's time to get away. And today, value isn't just about spending less, it's about getting the most for whatever money you do end up spending. And every year, Travel and Leisure magazine publishes its March value issue. This month, they suggest 50 affordable beach resorts that are just steps from the sand, but they don't sacrifice style for the price. Wherever that cover shot is, that's where I want to go. Joining us now with the highlights, Jane Bills, assistant editor for Travel and Leisure magazine. She joins us from New York. Jane, welcome.
Nice
to have you with us.
Great to be here.
You came up with a great list. What were the prerequisites for what qualified and what didn't?
Well, basically we want hotels that are going to be luxurious and beautiful, but still affordable. So it's definitely hotels that in high season start out at less than $200 a night.
Wow, that's not bad. Let's start in Waikiki, shall we?
Yes, Waikiki is a great tourist destination, obviously very popular. A lot of people like to spend a couple nights there before moving on to more remote areas of Hawaii. And this is the Aston Waikiki Beach Hotel, and they've just undergone a $30 million renovation, and they're having a lot of fun. They're doing these big, bold floral prints, these beaded curtains. There's a 30-foot volcano that lights up at night right near the bar area, surfboards everywhere. Rooms here start at about $153, and it's actually a great place for family. You can have kids up to 17 years of age in your room with you, as long as the adults can handle that.
I was just going to say, not that you necessarily would want that,
exactly,
but you can.
It is an option. And they've got great stuff for kids. You're right near the zoo and the aquarium. Also, they do this great thing where they show movies on the beach twice a month.
Huh.
And
cool.
you know, you've got stuff like Blue Crush and Lilo and Stitch, and you can often see it just from your hotel balcony overlooking the beach. So, and also this is the low season starting out for Hawaii right now, so it's a great time to go.
Good.
Jamaica, next on the list.
Yeah, Jamaica.
What did you like about this one?
This is the Rock House, and this isn't exactly on the beach. It's a few miles west on the cliffs in Negril. And the cliffs actually have an advantage. They're very secluded. You've got the best sunsets because you're on the west side there. And you can do a 30-foot cliff dive, so what else can you ask for? The rooms here start at $100 in high season in the Caribbean, which is amazing. And most of them have private outdoor showers, and you can get in-room spa treatments. They have a new yoga room where you can now take yoga classes in the morning and get even more relaxed than you already are.
Yes, indeed.
The only way I'm doing a cliff dive is after too many margaritas.
That's okay. You do that, I'll do the yoga thing.
We might send the life preserver in after that one.
Off we go to Costa Rica, to Sueño del Mar.
Yes, Costa Rica is so popular right now. It's been either #1 or in the top 5 web searches at travelandleisure.com for the last few months. So we have a property for all those curious readers, Sueño del Mar. It's on the west side of the country at Tamarindo. And this is basically a family-run hacienda, 6 rooms, done in this eclectic international style. You've got these wooden beds, very rustic with Guatemalan textiles, handmade sheets from Bali, African dolls on the windowsills, and of course Costa Rican hammocks that are on that veranda. And rooms here start at $155, and you've got lots of activities in Costa Rica. It's all about getting out to see nature. You've got horseback riding, scuba diving, surfing, you name it. They have a beautiful estuary with a mangrove forest nearby.
Let's go through the next 2. We'll start with Australia. So obviously you have to factor in airfare to this if you're coming from the United States and you're not already in that neck of the woods.
Yeah, but the hotel's very cheap.
The hotel is very cheap, exactly.
It is. Yeah, it's one of the best deals on the list. It's a room start at $95, and I think this is a great property because you're literally 5 minutes away from Sydney. So not only are you on Bondi Beach, which is world famous for surfing, but you're 5 minutes from one of the most contemporary cities in the world. So you really have the best of both worlds. And this is a great property, 16 rooms, a very contemporary in feel. You know, you have the white marble bathrooms, African art. Most of the rooms face the ocean, so it's a good thing to specify though when you rent. And they have a really trendy bar downstairs. A lot of Australian celebrities stop in apparently, so it's a great place to people watch.
Okay.
And the cuisine is amazing down there too.
On that note, Jane, thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Wherever you end up going, because I know you guys travel a lot. So. Jane Bills, assistant editor for Travel and Leisure magazine. You can find more affordable beach resort suggestions in the March value issue of the magazine. That is such a beautiful shot.
I always just sigh a lot in this segment.
I know.
Coming up next hour, a Power Lunch.
Well, if you haven't hit the road this weekend, let's look ahead and make plans for another possible long weekend. Getting away shouldn't be just reserved for week-long vacations. The July issue of Travel and Leisure magazine has 48 terrific destinations for a great mini vacation. Let's talk about a few of them with Jane Bills, an assistant editor at Travel and Leisure, and she joins us at the Time Warner Center in New York. Good to see you, Jane.
Hi, Frederica. How are you?
Pretty good. So should we plan our weekend getaways as intensely and thoroughly as we would for, say, a week-long vacation?
Well, no. I mean, I think it's a great way to get away. I mean, just last weekend I took a 4-day long weekend, and it's a really great way. You only take a couple days off of work, so you're not taking away too many of those vacation days. And you know, just having a mini vacation. It's a great way to spend some time this summer.
So the idea is be rather spontaneous. How do you go about trying to select a destination?
Well, Travel and Leisure's July issue came up with a whole slew of them, and we kind of broke them down into categories. One is a beach, one is a culture, one is the island vacation. So our beach vacation actually was Fort Lauderdale, and you know, you kind of think of Fort Lauderdale as a spring vacation, spring break kind of thing, but there's a lot going on there right now. The Starwood just opened a luxury property on Monday called the Atlantic, and that's just a beautiful property on the beach, very Mediterranean style. Other places opening up soon are the St. Regis, Hilton, W. So you've got a lot of development coming, and Florida right now is a great place to go because it's actually low season. So you're going to get some great hotel rates, and you know, just getting down there on JetBlue or Delta Song right now, it's $72 one way. So
good deals
it's
on
really
airfare.
Easy to get down there.
All right, Nantucket, Massachusetts, bed and breakfast seem to be the way to go.
Yes, well, the islands off of Massachusetts, always known kind of that old guard, the Victorian bed and breakfast and the cobblestones. There is a bit of a younger generation moving in, spicing it up a little bit with boutiques and hotels. There's a New York-based shoe designer named Vanessa Noel, who just opened a hotel called VNH, which is in an 1837 house. It's only 8 rooms, but she's kind of given it a little bit of a luxurious touch with Bulgari toiletries, Philippe Starck fixtures,
fancy schmancy.
Yeah, it's very nice, and it costs about $340 starting out to stay there. So if that's a little much, we also recommend the Veranda House, which is just as pleasant and really nice as well. And you've got a lot to do there. You know, rent a bike, go to the beaches outside town. Also on Mondays and Fridays, you can check out the constellations with the local astronomer at the Island Observatory.
So maybe
your days and nights.
Not bad at all. So maybe you don't want frou-frou, and maybe you really are the outdoorsy type, and so Boulder, Utah is a great destination. Why?
Yeah, I really like this one. This is with the Boulder Outdoor Survival School. Now, don't mix this up with Boulder, Colorado. This is Boulder, Utah. There are 180 people who live here. You're going to be camping out between a national monument and a national park. It's going to be 4 days in the open desert. There are no tents, and you're going to basically get back to that old Boy Scout thing and just, you know, learn how to pick a campsite, make a shelter, find and purify water, start a fire, and also animal tracking, you name it. And this is also about unplugging. There are no cell phones allowed. So if you've got a cell phone addict in your party, tell them that's a no-no. And no stoves, no radios. So it's really fun. Getting back to nature.
That's a real getaway. Cut it all off. And then really quick, head even further west, San Francisco. Certainly take a lot of money, because you may want to do some serious shopping.
Yes, we're talking specifically about a place called Hayes Valley, which is a 4-block corridor west of Civic Center Plaza. I was just there last weekend, actually, and I think I heard 3 people ask me if I'd been there yet. So very hot right now. Lots of great restaurants. There's a place called Citizen Cake that's really well known for pastries, and you've got Inn at the Opera, which is nearby to all of the shopping. You've got mod accessories and furniture at Friend. Mac has some great avant-garde designer clothes from Belgian designers. So.
Nice. Jane Bills of Travel and Leisure magazine, thanks very much for helping us to plan our next weekend getaway for those of us who just couldn't make it happen this weekend.
I know. Let's both get away tomorrow.
I think that's a great idea. All right, thanks a lot, Jane.
Bye, Frederica.
Well, the Grand Dam